First and foremost, I need you guys to smash that like button. We already got 9 people in here, so let's go ahead and get up to 9 likes in the stream. Welcome to our first therapy session on the channel, mainly because I started this channel last year, and this team has not been bad enough for me to do a whole therapy session ever since I started this channel. But we're to the point where it's gotten this bad. To sit in misery. I'm not here to um make you guys upset and just make you more depressed on this Monday, but I am here to give you the most raw, unfiltered breakdown of yesterday's game and how I feel. All right? I'm just going to keep it real with y'all. I'm just going to keep it real with you. Okay? So, make sure you send a super chat support. Any super chat helps. We're trying to get. Let me set up the goal for today. This team has a lot of work to do over the next 8 days. And I don't know if Jaden's going to be back. Again, I made the video a few minutes ago that Jaden, it seems like Jaden will play Monday night. His injury does not seem very bad. That's the positive news. On the negative side of things, Dorrance Armstrong is out for the year. So he's going to be out for the year. And it sucks, but what can you really do about it? Again, we've been derailed by injuries this whole year. It's just injuries have just killed us this whole year. And I feel like injuries they just didn't give us a fair shot this year. And again, you guys know that I don't like to blame injuries or blame refs, but injuries have taken us out. This defense would be a whole lot better if we had our pieces, right? But we just don't. We just don't have that. We just don't have guys available. So make sure y'all smash that like button. Let's get to 16 likes in the stream. We have 16 people in here. Subscribe if you're new around here. Send your thoughts, man. Send your thoughts about this game. Let me read some of these comments. They were giving it out Mike's way to Lattimore. Oh, man. After that 2-point conversion, it went to shit. Should have just kicked the field goal. Maybe things would be different. Listen, I'm not going to talk about yesterday and what we should have done or shouldn't have done, but I am going to talk about how I think the game went and what we can improve on, right? I've come to a realization after sleeping on this loss that if we get Jaden back next week, and it's a long shot. We're probably not going to get Jaden back next week. But if we somehow get Jaden back next week, we're still probably going to lose to the Chiefs. We'll be 3-5. Even if you're 3-5, you are not out of things. I want to make that very clear. We're still, while we feel like the season's over, we feel like we have nothing to play for at this point. The season is not over. It is not over, guys. Because you can still be 3-5 and you can still go on a run. And one of those games is the Dolphins. And then after the Dolphins, you have teams like the Giants who you feel like they're beatable. Right now, with all these injuries, they're not beatable for us. But at that point, who knows where we are? The Cowboys, the Christmas game, who knows? But make sure y'all smash that like button. We got 17 people in here, so we should be able to get to 20 likes in the stream pretty fast. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe if you're new around here. Make sure y'all send a super chat to support. Goal is 5 super chats for today's stream. And send your thoughts in the comment section. Need to trade for an edge rusher at the deadline. This team is probably depressed. Yeah, the team's depressed. You could tell Dan Quinn last night by his press conference. But what other option is there for the team? Like, you're obviously going to be depressed. Nobody likes to sit back and take these kind of losses. But this is what happens. This is what happens when you don't take the summer serious enough. And I said that yesterday. This is what happens when you don't take the summer serious enough. They didn't take the summer serious enough. And this is the result of that. All right. And I know one thing is that, yes, yesterday felt like the Thanksgiving game from 2023. Yesterday felt like that game and the misery. But what I will tell you is, this is not 2023, and we have a quarterback, guys. We still have a quarterback. I don't think there's a sophomore slump. I don't think he's in the middle of a sophomore slump. I'm going to be honest. I don't think Jaden Daniels is having a sophomore slump. And you know why? Because this summer, they didn't have time to work, right? I blame it on Adam. I blame it on Terry. Like the offense was never consistently practicing together. Jaden just never had time to grow and develop as a quarterback over the offseason. He stayed the same. No chance for improvement. You know, like that's the problem. So make sure y'all smash that like button. Let's get to 20 likes in the stream. Subscribe if you're in here and you happen to be unsubscribed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. I've been telling everyone this season is still young. Yeah, I mean the season's still young. Again, we're 3-4. There's 10 games to be played. It's probably a 5% chance. Again, we're 10-point dogs next week against the Chiefs. We're 10-point dogs against the Chiefs next week. But we are 3-4, and we're getting guys back soon, we hope. But it does seem like the season's over, right? And I told you all that yesterday. I felt like the season was over. The defense needs to go back to the basics. Would you fire the defensive coordinator next year, bring in someone new, or would you keep him because of injuries? Listen, I can, and Joe, I know it's not your fault you didn't hear, but John Keim on his podcast yesterday, or maybe it was this morning, he confirmed that they're not firing Joe Witt. It's already been confirmed to us that they're not firing Joe Witt, and also by speculation, we know that they're probably not going to fire him because DQ's too loyal. So they're not firing Joe Witt until after the season. After the season, I'll make serious evaluations, right? Like that's what it's going to be. You need to make evaluations after the year, but not right now because they're not firing him right now. They're just not going to do it. They're just not going to fire him right now. So I don't want to hear any more Joe Witt talk because yes, it's his fault, and yes, share your thoughts about him, I guess, right? But make sure y'all smash that like button, by the way. We got 19 people in here, so we should have 20 likes in the stream, y'all. Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe. You won't regret it. Daily content. But yeah, I don't really want to hear much more Joe Witt talk because he's not getting fired. Again, John Keim confirmed that. He's not getting fired. Mojo, my guy, what's going on, man? JD has never had his full offense with him yet, and it's week 8. Exactly. Like that's the problem. That's the problem. There's just two. It's again, you didn't have time to practice over the summer. He hasn't had everyone. It's just it's Terry, it's Adam Peters, it's injuries. Like they just haven't been together enough. That's why I don't think there's a sophomore slump. And again, I know we have a quarterback still. I know we have a quarterback. So I also trust Mariota to beat the Chiefs. Why you may ask? Because Mariota doesn't give not one F and is going to sling that pill and run like Forrest Gump. He does run the ball really well. Like yesterday, the silver lining out of yesterday was like he really runs well. You could see that. He looked really good on the ground yesterday. Those read options. He looked really good in that sense. But he's not as good of a thrower as JD5, obviously. And if he doesn't have all his weapons, it's going to be hard. All right. So make sure y'all, if you're in here right now, click that like button. We have 20 people in here, so we should be able to reach the goal of 20 likes in the stream, y'all. Make sure you subscribe. Again, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe and send a super chat. Any super chat would be greatly appreciated. We're trying to reach 5 super chats on today's stream. 49ers don't use injuries as an excuse. And I understand that. Trust me, I know. I understand that. But listen, we have to use injuries as an excuse. We have to. There's just no way around it. I would love to be able to not use that as an excuse and only have a few injuries, but you have Will Harris, you have Javonte Jean-Baptiste, you have Dorrance Armstrong out. You have Jaden Daniels, he's been hurt. Deebo Samuel, Terry McLaurin, Noah Brown. Like, and I know I'm missing injuries. Like, I know I'm missing guys. Like, it's awful. It's just you almost can't go without saying this. Injuries have completely derailed this season because it just wasn't in the cards this year. Tom Brady said it yesterday in the game. He said, listen, every season is different, and you just never know when you're going to have a season like this where it's just plagued by injuries, and that's this year for the Commanders. So, this is the one time I will say it's injuries, man. It is injuries. And the defense sucks. I will say that. Make sure y'all smash that like button, though. We got 21 in the chat, so let's try and get to 20 likes in the stream, y'all. If you just joined or you've been in here for a while, click that like button, y'all. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. If you're new around here, I need y'all to subscribe. So send a super chat to support. We're trying to get 5 super chats, more like 2 or 3. Let's try and get 2 or 3 super chats today. They help out the channel a lot, man. Why are the Niners winning with all these injuries? They have just as much as we do. They're 5-2. Listen, their defense is way better. Their defense is way better. They have a real defense. Listen, Robert Saleh is a real defensive coordinator. I'll say that. And Robert Saleh, his defense is not a joke. So that's why. What's going on, my guy Tony? Sure hope you're right. He's he's trolling, man. He's trolling. Brian Robinson, so happy he got traded. That I was watching the Niners game yesterday, some of it, and I was thinking to myself, I'm sure he is, right? Marcus is like Jameis Winston in a sense. They're going to throw the ball even to the defense, but they're going to throw it down the field. He's not as bad as Jameis, right? Like Jameis will sling it. He does not care. I have confidence in Marcus, honestly, with you. If we don't have Debo or Terry, I don't have confidence, but I have confidence in Marcus Mariota alone if he has all his weapons. But who's to say he will have those next week if he plays? We need the players to get healthy. Injuries have played us both offensive and defensive. Yeah. Again, they're not, it's probably not going to, they're not going to give you time to get healthy. That's just not realistic. Right. By the way, guys, we got 26 people in here. Let's try and reach 20 likes in the stream, y'all. Stream goal is 20 likes. So I need everyone in here to smash that like button. And again, smash that subscribe button if you're new to this channel. But yeah, injuries are, they have certainly killed the year. So I don't, this is the one year, unless we have a year like this again. This year, I'm going to use injuries as an excuse because they've completely killed us. You don't have anyone out there yesterday. There's just no one out there that can make a play yesterday. There was no one out there that can make a play yesterday. There's just no one. You just didn't have anyone. A loss is a loss. The Commanders is okay. No one is running away with that division. They aren't running away with that division, but we are running backwards at division. If you beat the Falcons, if you beat the Bears, you're in the lead of this division. But you're just not capitalizing when you need to capitalize. I certainly don't think the year's over either. I don't. I told y'all yesterday that I think, right? I told y'all that. I'm not going to back down from what I said. But again, I've come to a realization where it's just kind of like, I think that we can make a run. I think that we can make a run. And I'm not just going to sit here and completely say it's all over because it's not all over. While it sucks, while it seems to be over, you never know. But we're 2 likes away from 20 likes, y'all. Make sure y'all all click that like button in here right now. Let's get to 23. We have 23 people in the chat, so let's try and get to 23 likes. Everyone click that like button. Everyone click that subscribe button if you're new around here to join the family. Subscribe and send a super chat. Make sure y'all send a super chat, man. We're trying to get like 2 or 3 super chats today. They can come back. Yeah, I think they I don't know why this StreamYard's lagging, but it's been sucking lately. They can come back. Yeah. I think even again, you're 10-point dogs next week. You're probably not going to beat the Chiefs, but you'd sit at 3-5. I think we could beat the Seahawks. Am I crazy for saying that? I think we can beat the Seahawks. I don't know if I'm crazy for saying that, but I just felt like that the whole year we could. Then you have the Dolphins, right? You have the Giants, so it's the Vikings. Those are all winnable games for you. You could find yourself around 6-5 if you. And again, this has to be perfect. The defense has to step up. They have to find something different. They have to do something different. But you can find a way back in this season. But you have to go on a major run. And I told y'all, I said, if 5 is out for the year, which he's not, we figured that out today. 5's not out for the year. But if 5's out for the year, the season's done, obviously. But 5 is the only thing keeping us in these games, man. And if he's going to play against the Chiefs, if he's going to play the rest of the year, then I think we have a shot to make a run. Doesn't mean we're gonna make the playoffs. Doesn't mean that we're gonna contend like we did last year. But I think we have a shot to go on a run. That's what I'll say. Carter, what if we beat KC? LOL. I'll be doing a watch party for it. I'll be going crazy. Um, you'd be 4-4. Again, it really isn't as bad as it seems. It isn't as bad as it seems. It's not as bad as it seems. So, and we could, not saying we could beat Kansas City, but I'm saying if 5 is on the field, I feel like we have a chance. Always. Always. We have a lot more football to play. We can turn it around. All we need to do is get healthy, and we will. I have faith in DQ. Yeah, and people talking about DQ getting fired and stuff, like, I just don't I don't know what you're talking about, really, because I just feel like injuries have just hurt us. And yes, his offseason program has been bad, right? But I just feel like injuries have killed us. But if you're just joining, make sure you click that like button. Make sure you click that subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, please click the subscribe button. Um, Listen, DQ has just had, I mean, the injuries have just killed us. And again, yes, his offseason program has not been good. But we're here for therapy session Monday. So it is therapy session, guys. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. If y'all could send us for chat, that'd be greatly appreciated. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. It's therapy session Monday. So I'm going to try to give you the best answers possible, but also be realistic. Better not have any veteran rest days. They're going to have those, right? I can tell you that. They're going to have those, and that's just a part of it. That's just this is where DQ, this is where I don't I don't agree with him. There is some things where there's some times where I don't agree with DQ. And I don't like what he does. And that's one of those things. It's like, I just don't think all these rest days are needed. But with how many injuries we have, those rest days look like you need them. They're gonna have to dig deep. If they show some fight and lose, I'll take that at least. Yeah. Like, I don't want to see this team, lose 45-7. But I just want to see a valiant effort. And I know we're gonna lose. So it's all right, man. Recipe to beat the Chiefs. One, have Debo and Terry. Not likely. Establish the run. Do not let them score on a hashtag #1. Also, don't put Bobby in coverage. Use Jordan McGee. Yeah, I think they need to get Jordan McGee more on the field. But also let him score is funny. We are not going to be able to establish the run game if we just run it straight up the middle like we have been. Like, I don't know what Cliff does not get. I don't know what Cliff doesn't get. And I don't know why he just runs it straight up the middle of Bill the whole time. Like, I don't know why he's just running it up the middle the whole time with Bill. At some point, you have to get creative. At some point, you have to get creative. You have to get creative with this team at some point, and you can't just keep running it up the middle. So they're going to have to find a way to get the run game going. Yeah. Stop causing so many penalties. Yeah, it's undisciplined football. Penalties are undisciplined football. All right, that's what it is. So make sure you all smash the like button if you're in here right now, though. Click the like button. It really helps me out, man. Send a super chat. Goal is like 2 or 3 super chats for today's stream. That's what we're trying to reach for. Dude, the fire DQ talk makes me dread the success from last year. It's literally the second, and we have 10 games left out. Fans are starting to become unbearable. Yeah, I mean, and that's this is the first game that's really been hard in the DQ and Adam Peters era, right? This is the first game where it's been like depressing. So you just really feel like this fan base will start to get ugly and divided over these next few days. That's what it feels like. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, the fan base split, and really what caused the fan base to split a lot is just the Terry and Adam Peters stuff. Like, they really ruined everything by that conflict. They really ruined everything. They really ruined everything, man. So, I just hope that the team finds a way to buckle down and win some games and show some fight, you know? But make sure y'all smash that like button. We got some new viewers in here. So let's get to 25 likes on this stream, y'all. Let's get to 25 likes. Well, basketball season starting. Nah, I'm just hoping we get back on track. This is crazy. Yeah, on track. I just hope that they show some fight. I just hope, that we see JD5 ball out for the rest of the year and give us confidence heading into next year. Basketball does start tomorrow, though. Go Thunder. Champs, baby. We're leading the league in drop passes. That's another thing. I mean, again, that's undisciplined football. That's undisciplined football. That's bad coaching as well. There has been a lot of killer drops. I mean, killer drops they've killed us. There's been a lot of those drops where it's just like, I mean, how do you drop that, bro? Like, just been a lot of that. It's been a lot of crap, man. It really has been a lot of crap this offseason. You can see the bad coaching this offseason. You can see it, man. Those drops are a result of the coaching as well. Cliff is the definition of insanity. They should change the definition to Cliff. He's the opposite of if it's not broke, don't fix it. He's more of a if it's broke, don't even try to fix it. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why he was just running the ball straight up the middle with Bill every time. I don't know. I can't figure it out. Like at some point, you have to realize that it's not going to work, and the Cowboys are just going to clamp down. So it is what it is, though. We got some new viewers in here, though. We got 28 people in here, so let's try and get to 28 likes in the stream, y'all. Smash that like button if you have not done so. Smash that subscribe button if you're new to this channel. If you're new around here, make sure y'all smash that subscribe button. Smash that like button on this stream today. Send a super chat. Goal is 5 super chats for today. Something needs to happen. We need to get better to be better defensively. They're not going to make any changes. Again, John Keim already confirmed to us this morning on his podcast that they're not making any changes. So no changes will be made. No changes will be made, but I can say that we can hope. We can hope that they can string together something. We can hope, but it's not looking good, to say the least. So again, if the defense was halfway decent, I'd feel a little bit better. If the defense was just halfway decent. But they're not. And we're going to really have to build up. I think what people forget, and I told y'all this yesterday. If you were in the post-game stream yesterday, I told y'all this. It feels like it's been a while of this rebuild. It's been a while in the Adam and DQ and Jaden era. It's year 2 of the rebuild. In 2 years, you're not going to build a Super Bowl caliber roster, Super Bowl caliber defense anyway. You're not. I think last year the defense was able to kind of be protected from Jaden. I think Jaden bailed the defense out a lot because there was no injuries and Jaden was really balling out. But this year, Jaden's a little bit off his game. And there's so many injuries that the defense just can't be bailed out this year. They just can't. So that's the problem, man. One thing to remember, this team gets hot. This team gets hot around this time where they stack up wins. So could that happen? We just have to see. Yeah, I mean, we'll see, right? Again, that's wishful thinking. Looking at the schedule, looking at where you're at right now, it's wishful thinking. It's what it seems like. But you never know. And even 3-5, the season's not over if you're 3-5. The season's not over if you're 3-5, man. It's not. But if we beat the Chiefs, I mean, it's definitely not over. But we're not beating the Chiefs. Let's not fool ourselves. So let's not do that. Something must be done about Lattimore. Also, they need to upgrade the tight end position. We need a dynamic catcher, not no yak Zach. Zach has been all right, but yeah, certainly not good enough. And he's 34 years old. Like he's not going to be good enough at that age. He's 34. So I don't know really what I expect from Zach. I don't know what we're expecting because he's old. If y'all just join, make sure you smash that like button. 28 people in the chat, so we should have at least 28 likes. Please hit the like button for me. And again, if you're not subscribed, make sure y'all subscribe. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Again, it's Therapy Monday. First therapy session of this channel's history. That's how bad yesterday was that I'm doing a therapy session here. But back to the tight end position. Yeah, Ben Sinnott, we need him to step up. But you know what Ben Sinnott has this year? 6 receptions. That's it. Ben Sinnott has 6 receptions this year. It's not good enough. He's a second round pick. Bad drafting by Adam Peters, and Ben Sinnott just sucks. So I was very surprised that the media didn't talk about Terry or Debo, which surprised me. Yeah, they didn't. They didn't. They asked about DA. They asked about Jaden, obviously, but what's I'm guessing they're gonna ask tomorrow. I think tomorrow is probably when they're gonna ask. So I know you were upset after the Bears loss. How did you feel after the Dallas game? I felt crushed. I felt like my life was about to end. I really shouldn't let this team play that big of a role in my life, but yeah, it was awful yesterday. Again, yesterday felt like 2023 in that Thanksgiving game versus the Cowboys. Like everything went wrong. It just felt depressing, and it was the first bad loss of this era with these new coaches. One thing I can assure you of is it's not 2023, and we do have a quarterback though, so that's why I'm feeling better on this Monday. But yeah, I was just defeated yesterday. I felt like the season was over yesterday. I still do kind of feel like the season's over, but there is a bit of hope in my mind that we can string together a winning streak if we get 5 Terry Debo back, Noah, after these 4 weeks that he serves. But that's probably wishful thinking. That's probably wishful thinking because the defense is just so bad this year. So, yeah. But I have come to my senses a little bit more now. Yes, it was a disaster in Dallas, but you feel like maybe there's just a chance. And again, I told y'all this last week. Anytime 5's on the field, I feel like we got a shot. I feel like we got a shot anytime 5's on the field. So as long as he plays next week or the week after, I'm all right. One thing you're never going to see is me leave. I'm never going to leave because I stayed loyal through every year. Last year was a sign of life for me and being a fan of this team. And so I'm not going to quit on that. We still have what we need for the future. Not for this year, for the future, though. Do you think they would trade for an edge rusher, and who would be the guy you could get for cheap? Again, I told you this before. I don't want to be the Debbie Downer, but it's just like, what do we have to trade? We just don't have much draft capital. And I do have sheets on my phone. I have sheets of who the available guys are. So let me take a look at that. You could look at Cameron Jordan. You could look at Bradley Chubb. You could look at Trey Hendrickson. But here's the thing. I don't think any of these moves that you can make right now are substantial, significant improvements. Like, I just don't see, like, even if you traded, and I know this will not happen. I'm not telling you guys this will happen. I know it's not going to happen. But even if you traded for Trey Hendrickson, he's not going to change this defense around where it's going to save your season. So I think you work through the draft. I think you draft a wide receiver, you draft a cornerback, you draft an edge rusher. Because you're not trading for anyone this year because you're not on the brink of anything. The reason you trade for guys mid-year is because you feel like you have a shot. You feel like you have a shot to come back. But I just don't think they are going to trade for anyone. So I don't see it, man. I don't. And again, it sucks, but I just don't see it, man. Be real, who the F actually thought we'd win this? Yeah. I mean, I told you guys, I felt like the defense was just going to, give up. Was just going to give up 40. Was just going to give up a lot of points. And that's what they did. I just felt like that. And they did. I just, this defense is just so bad that it's just like, I'm at a loss for words. After that game, I was speechless. That the defense is just awful. So That's why there's not much hope for this year either, is because the defense, it's one thing if the defense is terrible because of injuries. Yes, the defense would be better with Will Harris. Yes, the defense would be better with Javonte Jean-Baptiste. Yes, the defense would be better with Dorrance Armstrong. Yes, the defense would be better with who else is hurt? Like Jonathan Jones, they would have been better with him. But it's still, I mean, there's not much that you can fix on this defense right now. They're going to be bad regardless. Yes, the defense would have been better with Dietrich Wise, but they suck so much that it's just like, and I would have loved to see a few more games with the collective group of the defense, everybody playing, because they could have been a lot better. But again, it wasn't in the cards this year for us. It wasn't in the cards for us this year. That it just wasn't. It just wasn't there. You know, it's just not. It's not open for us. You know, quite frankly, like we just don't. We didn't have the defense, and the injury bug has just killed us. The injuries have taken over a lot of teams this year, but they have just certainly killed us, man. Second best offense versus our defense. That's what it was. That's what it was. So make sure y'all smash that like button. Let's get to 30 likes in the stream, y'all. We're 5 likes away from 30 likes in the stream. So smash that like button if you're just joining. It is therapy session Monday. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Goal is 1 super chat, by the way, or 2 or 3 super chats, whatever. Any super chat helps me out a lot. Any like helps me out a lot. Any new subscription helps me out a lot. So make sure y'all do all that. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all, man. This community, you know, it's become great. And I just, in a year, and yes, yesterday was the most depressing loss that we've had in a while, but we still have a quarterback in JD5 for the future. And I can assure you this is not the old regime. But yes, it was very embarrassing. Yes, it was very embarrassing. Very embarrassing. But this is not the old regime. We still have a quarterback, guys. So I'm not that upset. We had Allen, Payne, Young, and Sweat, and still sucked on deep. Yeah, that's a fact. That's factual. But it's just, you know, the defense has just been an issue for a while now. I listened to Dan Quinn defending Lattimore again, and it's sickening. And what kills me is that, in my humble opinion, I believe there is someone who can do a better job than Lattimore and help on this team who's going to do a better job. Playing cornerback in the NFL is not as easy as you think. It isn't. Yes, he's been trash, but who on this current roster are you going to bring up and you feel like can be better than Marshawn Lattimore? I just don't know who on this roster would be better than Marshawn Lattimore at cornerback. You're not going to switch Mike outside. What you're not going to do, you're not going to switch Mike Sammerstow outside. His legs are too small. He's not fast enough. He's not fast enough. You're not going to do that. Like, who else can you really bring up? And again, you're not going to trade anyone for anyone because you don't have the draft capital. You don't have the draft capital to do that. Who is this guy? Damn, everybody trying to eat off of defensive coordinator. I don't know if you're talking about me, but I mean, I've been doing this for a year. That's what I'll say. That's who I am. So make sure y'all smash that like button if you just joined. We have 36 people in here. Let's try and reach 30 likes in the stream, y'all. Smash that subscribe button if you're in here and you happen to be not subscribed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, y'all. And make sure you send a super chat. Any super chat helps out a lot. Everybody trying to eat off Washington, D.C. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just here to talk about the Commanders. I'm just here for the therapy session Monday. So the ball boy, yeah, he's not better than Marshawn. He might be. He might be better than Marshawn. I'd almost rather have St. Juice. I'd almost rather have St. Juice at this point. Jonathan Jones is better than Lattimore. They haven't truly tried him. Like, I can't say yes or no to that because they haven't truly tried him. So, sure, try that. But Jones has been hurt. That's the problem. Yeah, try that. Sure. I'm up to trying anything now because it feels like the season's over now. Right now, college corner is better than Lattimore. Sure, there's a lot of college corners better. Lattimore's just old, rinsed, washed, and tumbled, and he's just not good enough. So, yeah, you're gonna have to wait. Sadly, you're gonna have to wait until next year to really start grinding on these improvements, to really start making these improvements. Right now, there's not much that you can do. There's not much you can do. There's not much you can sit back and do. So, we'll see ultimately what they decide to do. But good news on Jaden Daniels today is that this is not a significant injury. So the O line wasn't fixed, and this is why Jaden got hurt a few weeks ago. And yesterday, going out of the shotgun formation, that O line and defense wasn't fixed the past offseason. Yeah, again, DQ thought this was all fun and games. DQ thought he had it all figured out. I think that's what it came down to. He thought he had it all figured out, and he didn't. He thought he had the defensive coordinator figured out. He thought he had the defense figured out. He thought he had the offense figured out. He thought he made the right moves all around the team, and he just didn't. So again, next offseason, it's going to be a grind. I'd rather have Stephon Gilmore. Again, yes, I'm open to trying anything at this point. So you give me Stephon Gilmore, try it. Because it just doesn't get much worse than Marshawn Lattimore. Just doesn't get much worse than him. So, unless you're going to make a trade, though, I don't know. I don't know what you're going to do, man. I really don't know what you're going to do. It's going to be sickening to watch these last 10 weeks, Lattimore. The fact that we're not firing Witt is concerning. He's not getting the best out of his defense. Look at St. Juice. He went elsewhere, and now he's better. I mean, I guess he's better, right? But he's still trash. So, yeah, Witt you can complain about a lot of different things with Witt. You can complain about a lot of different things with Witt. There's so many different things you can complain with Witt. So if y'all just joined, smash that like button. We got 37 in the chat right now. We are 2 likes away from 30 likes in the stream. So make sure y'all smash that like button so we can hit 30 likes on this stream. Subscribe to the channel if you happen to not be subscribed. Make sure y'all subscribe. You won't regret it, man. Take a moment to subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. If you're new around here, to join the family. This is a community that welcomes everyone, but especially Washington Commanders fans. Air your grievances in the chat, man. Air your grievances in the chat. Let me know what y'all are thinking on this therapy session Monday. I was expecting us to play like this last season. Yeah, that there's truth to that. You thought last year was you thought last year you sucked, right? You were gonna suck. But again, I told you, I think last year the offense really was able to bail out the defense. But this year, the offense is so injured that they just can't bail out the defense. So, better, huh? If you're talking about better from yesterday, I am better than from yesterday. I don't know if you're talking about that, though. At this point, Lattimore is an op. He was out there literally blocking for Dallas. Yeah. Lattimore is just, again, I don't have much to say on him. We all know he sucks. So, it seems neither Luvu or Miller are doing their jobs effectively. Vaughn's just slow. Vaughn's just rinsed and washed at this point in his career. And that's a fact. I'm sorry to tell you guys, that's a fact. I hate to say that, but that is a fact. We just don't have talent, Facts. Hey, what's going on, Awesomeness Sports? Make sure you click the like button on the stream. Happy to have you back to another stream. I'm just glad the Giants lost. It would have broken my TV if we were in last place in the division. Yes, I was. So I was watching the game downstairs. I come up here, and I'm as I'm walking up here, I'm turning on my TV to watch the rest of the games. Watch Sunday Night Football, the pregame for that, while I'm streaming the postgame because y'all were here. You saw the postgame. Come upstairs, and I turn on the red zone. And then immediately after, I'm turning on Sunday Night Football, obviously, but I turn on the red zone and I see the Broncos have came all the way back. Because at halftime, I checked the score of the Giants and Broncos game, and I'm like, Well, this can't get any worse. And I see that the Broncos are down, what, 2, and the Giants, turns out the Giants kicker actually missed an extra point that gave the Broncos the win. With all they had to do was go down and kick a field goal. So I'm here. I'm like, I have to finish watching that, man. And so I am like, I need this. I need this for my soul. I can't have the Giants win this game. I just can't have it. And so turns out Broncos win the game, and Giants fans are just as much pain as we were in yesterday. And I was like, yes, man, I just needed this. I needed this for my soul. I needed it for my soul. I needed it, man. So that's what I was. That was my reaction to the Giants game, basically. But make sure y'all smash that like button if you have not done so. Let's get to 35 likes in the stream. We got 35 in the chat. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around this channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you send a super chat to support, man. Any super chats would be greatly appreciated, y'all. Thank you for all your support, everything you do for this channel, keeping it going. Air your grievances in the chat as well. No, I'm talking about someone saying St. Juice is better now. Yeah, I would argue. I would say he's probably not better, but they're both trash. They're both disgusting human beings. So I don't want to talk about either. Misery loves company. Sure does. Sure does. I wish the Eagles would have lost yesterday. Sure. We all would. I was really heavily rooting on the Vikings, but you just knew that. And I called this. I said I called this in my head. I will say that. I was watching the red zone before our game, and there's a third down play, and I just knew that the Eagles were going to complete it because I just know how those games go. I just know the Eagles, with the luck on their side, win these type of games. And Hurts throws it up to AJ Brown, and they get an easy big play, and that's game. And it was sick to watch the Eagles win that game. I feel like Kingsbury, we could have had first in the division, though. We could have first in the division. So I don't want to hear anything about much more about the Eagles, because we could have beat the Bears, had first in the division. So it's Eagles are doing what they need to do. I feel like Kingsbury needs to do a better job protecting Daniels, maybe more under center or a slightly different scheme to help protect Daniels. That, and also you can't have Daniels running the ball this much. You can't have Daniels running the ball this much. Like, I just feel like he's always, fake handing off and running outside the pocket, or, scrambling in some sort of way. And it's hard to watch, because you just don't. JD just doesn't seem like he's as good of a runner as he was last year, and he does have a knee brace on too. But yeah, you just feel like, it's not been very very good right now, with the play calling, keeping him healthy and safe, right? So there is something to be said about that. But make sure y'all smash that like button if you have not done so. I need y'all to click that like button in the stream. I need y'all to click that subscribe button. We're 2 subscribers away from 2,550 subs. So appreciate y'all for all the support again. So drop your thoughts in the comment section if you have anything else to say. It's time to hit the panic button on this year. It is time to hit the panic button on this year. But we can be 3-5 and make a run. We can lose the Chiefs, be 3-5 and make a run. Is that likely to happen? Probably not. But there's still a little bit of hope. And again, whenever 5's on the field, there's a little bit of hope. Always. Always. Adam Schefter did say earlier today on Pat McAfee that right now he'll be shocked if Jaden Daniels plays Monday night versus Kansas City. Thank you so much, Lil C. White, for that update, man. Thank you for that update, because I didn't, I'm in school, I'm busy, man, and I don't catch that stuff. So appreciate you for that update. Continue to drop those updates every time you come in. Make sure you drop those updates if there's any major one. Thank you for that update, man. So that's bad news for us there. Then appreciate your channel. I definitely needed therapy. LOL. Hey. I greatly appreciate you for joining, man. And just know that we have a quarterback. Just know that this team is not done. And even if you feel like the season's over, like, we're still we're still well ahead of schedule. We're still well ahead of schedule as a unit, and we still, again, we still have a dog at quarterback. So I appreciate you, man. Yesterday I said at this point I'm trying to suit up and go out there and protect JD. Same, man. Like I'm about to put my helmet on, go out there, and I'll fill in for Lattimore. I'll fill in for Lattimore. All right, y'all need me. I'll fill in for Lattimore. I'll play cornerback if you need me. I'm not scared. We need help from the teams in front of us, even if we go on a run. Yeah, and then that's that's the other thing that makes you feel like the season is over is you're 1-4 in your own conference. You're 1-4 in the conference. If anything would come down to a tie, well, then you don't have that tiebreaker. It's very it's very um you put yourself in a spot where it's very bad, right now, because again, you're 1-4 in your own conference. It's just not. It's almost not sustainable. So JD means so much to us here in DC. It's sickening how much they not protecting our asset out there. It is, right. But they're trying their best. I mean, the offensive line, maybe it's just that bad, but they're trying their best. They're trying their best. That's what I'll say about them. It sucks to be third place in the NFC East, man. It sucks to be third place in the NFC East. Like, this sucks, dude. This sucks after all the encouragement that you had going into the year, all the excitement you had going into the year. It sucks. But again, type of stuff you deal with as a NFL franchise that is being hunted right now. Like I said, at the end of the day, we still have a quarterback in JD5 who's a dog. Yeah, that's the thing we do have. But we don't have a defense. So I mean, Washington. Here's a stat, and John Keim. This came up on the timeline earlier. I'll read this to you. John Keim put, when Washington has forced a 2nd and 12 or longer, opposing quarterbacks have completed 13 of 17 passes for 185 yards. The yardage total is second worst, ahead of only Indy. Opponents have a total quarterback rating of 67.5 out of 100. In this situation, second worst, ahead of only Green Bay. That's how bad the defense is. They give up so many explosive plays. You almost just have no confidence whatsoever in the defense, ever. We have the oldest roster. Next year will be a reset again with roster. At some point, we need to be set. Here's the good thing about the reset, though. The reset, you have a quarterback. You don't have to go on searching for a quarterback. You have the quarterback. That's the good thing. But most of the roster, we're going to need to, find some replacements. Find some help. I would feel a little better if we had at least had a healthy Terry and Debo. Then I'll feel a little more confident without JD5 against Kansas City. Yeah, that's why I said, like, if we get those guys back, I will still know that I'm not going to trick myself into thinking we're going to win against the Chiefs. But yeah, if you can get those guys back, that's huge. So hopefully we get them back just so we don't get embarrassed. And again, Terry, it's time for him to start stepping up anyway. Like, it's time for him to start stepping up anyway. He's got to step up anyway. So, but let's try and get one more super chat. So I'm gonna set the goal in the chat, y'all. I'm gonna set the goal in the chat. Let's try and get one super chat for today's stream, y'all. Let's try and get one super chat for today's stream, and that'll be the daily stream goal. So let me set this goal, and I'll get to your comments in a second. All right, so super chat goal is set up. Wait, hold up. Super chat goal, let's see. All right, super chat goal is in the chat right now. So make sure y'all all smash that like button in the stream. Get me to 35 likes in the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you happen to be new around here. And you can now click the target button with the 0 out of 1 on it to send a super chat. And that's how you support this channel, keep this channel going, man. Biggest thing is that hopefully we get Terry and Debo back. Marcus has weapons to work with. Yeah, it'll be an embarrassment if we don't have those guys and Marcus just is gonna have no one to work with. Like, it's gonna be ugly if that's the case. But I don't know. I'm gonna try to keep activity up. I'm headed to KC next week to see JD versus Pat. I feel bad for you. I am so glad that I went to the week 1 game. And this is not to flex on you or anything, but I'm so glad I went to the week 1 game, man. But you have a great time out there in Kansas City, man. Just enjoy yourself. Don't let this team dictate your mood like me. That could have been our Super Bowl last year. Now I feel like we headed to the slaughterhouse. Yeah, just changed so much. It's just changed so much. It's really has changed. You know, this has really changed. Again, yes, you feel like you're gonna get blown out now. You feel like you're gonna get blown out, and I just hate that feeling. I just hate that helpless feeling. You know, your defense is so bad. Like, I just hate that helpless feeling. Yeah, at the beginning of the year, you thought this was the Super Bowl, man. You thought this was going to be your Super Bowl of the year. What a big game this was, but it's not. It's not. So, again, guys, we're trying to push for 1 super chat. We're trying to push for 1 super chat. So you can click the target button with the 0 out of 1, the white button, to send a super chat. That's how you're going to send a super chat. Any super chat is greatly appreciated, man. And we're trying to get 1 for today to keep this channel moving. If we can be at least 5 and 6 before the bye, we can still make a run. We just need need some life to our defense, a sense of urgency and pride. Shaking my head. Let's go. Yeah, that's what I think. I think we can make a run. I think we can make a run. But yeah, something's gonna have to change the defense. So you're gonna have to find something to change. You're gonna have to change something on this defense. That's what you're gonna have to do. So I'm a season ticket holder. I'm there every home game. Nice. That's awesome, man. Good for you. We need to show support for the team on the road. Yeah, Yeah. So I just I think it's gonna be a bad game. But yeah, go show support for them, man. Have a great time. Again, thanks for the encouragement, bro. Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you for joining me, man. This season has certainly not been not going the way we wanted it to, but we're gonna go all in on the draft next year, and this is gonna be a huge draft for us. This is gonna be a huge year next year, but this year is a year where it's year 2 of a rebuild, right? So, oh man, Lamar Bowers, appreciate you for the super chat, man. Thank you for the $20 super chat, man. You did not have to do that. Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for filling today's super chat goal out. Appreciate you, man. Sounds like JD might play. Yeah, that's what I heard. That's definitely good news. DQ was way more positive about his injury than last time. Season is not over. Buckle up, everyone. Great comment, Lamar. First off, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Thank you for your generosity, first and foremost. But second, yeah, I feel like even if we lose next week to Kansas City, which we probably are, we're 3-5 and you can make a run. And the teams you play, some of the teams you play are the Vikings, Dolphins, and Giants. Like, you feel like you can make a run. You feel like you can make a run, man. So I don't think it's over at all, man. It's just, yeah, it hasn't started the way you want it to. But if you get healthy, you go on a run, you feel like you can possibly have a shot, So appreciate you, man, my guy Lamar. From your mouth to God's ears. We just gotta hope, man. We just gotta hope. And a lot of people are out. A lot of people are down and out saying we don't have a shot anymore. A lot of people are down and out saying it's over. But I'm gonna try to be the optimistic fan saying we still got a shot. And I told y'all this last week. I'm not gonna back down from this. I told y'all this last week. Anytime 5 is on the field, we have a shot. Anytime 5 plays, we have a shot. I don't care if it's against Kansas City. I don't care if it's against the Lions. Anytime 5 is on the field, we have a shot. So why would I back down from that statement now? Why would I back down from it now? But the DA injury really sucks, man. The DA injury definitely sucks, right? That sucks. But just have to find a way to work around it. And again, they're not going to fire Joe Witt. They already said that. They're not going to fire Joe Witt. So you can throw that strategy out the window. You can throw that out the window. So, you know, they got to find a way to tighten up the defense. They got to find a way to be better. They have to find a way to be better, man. So that's going to do it for me for today. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me for 56 minutes. Yesterday's stream, the post-game stream, if you want to see my rage and reaction from that, you can go check that out on the channel right now. That is up on the channel right now. 2 hours and 30 minutes of just straight, depression from the post-game yesterday. So go check that out. Check the video out that I made earlier. I posted a video earlier giving you all the injury updates you need to know about the Washington Commanders. So go check that out once you get out of here. But that's going to do it for me right now. Smash that like button on the way out. Thank you guys for rocking with me again. Thank you, Lamar Bowers, for the super chat. Again, guys, anytime you send super chats at the end of the stream, you're always going to get a shout out. So Lamar Bowers, appreciate you for the super chat. Thank you for your generosity. That's going to do it for me. You guys take care. Get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Double header on Monday Night Football. Matter of fact, let me share my screen. We're going to put in our picks for Monday Night Football. Let's put in our picks for Monday Night Football. Let's do that real quick. So you got Bucks versus Lions, which is really a freaking awesome game. So you have Bucks versus Lions tonight, and I didn't even know that was a game. Oh my gosh, man, that's going to be awesome. So you got Bucks versus Lions tonight. Let me see where this game's at, home or away. I'm not going to hold y'all. I don't know these games home or away or not. So, because I only focused on the Commander schedule, honestly. So, Bucks Lions is going to be Detroit home game. Okay. This is a huge NFC game, by the way. I wish we were in this conversation. Buccaneers 5-1. Give me the Lions in this game. Give me the Lions in this game. I think they're going to control at home, and I think the Bucks have been so hot that they finally find their way off that pedestal. The Bucks are finally going to find their way off that pedestal because they're just not going to sustain this type of success. But also, look at this line. Vegas is trying to fool you. Look at this line. I mean, you say to yourself, how is Detroit favored by 6.5? How is Detroit favored by 6.5? Vegas is trying to trick you. Take Detroit. All right, I'm telling you that now. Take Detroit. Then you have the Houston Texans at the Seattle Seahawks. We really want the Texans to lose this game. The Texans to win this game. Go ahead and give me the Texans to upset the Seahawks. Seahawks have been hot lately. I think they finally find a loss in this game, and we would love the Seahawks to lose this game. So, all right, y'all, though, that's going to do it for me. Again, you guys get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Love y'all, man. Thank you for all the support. Greatly, greatly appreciate you, man. Make sure you leave a like on the way out, y'all. I need y'all to leave a like on the way out, and I need y'all to subscribe on the way out if you're not subscribed. Love y'all, man. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for rocking with me on a Monday. I have buddies who are fans of these two teams. They hate us. LOL. Two of our Vicks from last postseason. Yeah, Bucks Lions. So, just laugh in their face, man, and always say 45-31. Always say 45-31. Also, always say 23-20. Blow them off. Shoo them off. That's going to do it for me, though. Hail to the Washington Commanders. As always, leave a like on the way.